Once again, the kingdom of fear has ended in the dead of night. It is up to you to believe or not in that old tune. Welcome back. I am Rahul. I hope you are all well. We will go straight to the incident. Today, I have come to you with a new incident. If you know about the lives of some people, it seems that God may have sent them to this world just to test them. If you do not see with your own eyes how a person endures so much suffering and pain, it would not have been possible to believe it. Today's incident is exactly like that. I do not know how your state of mind will be when you hear this incident of mine, but I can only say that what I faced should not happen to any other enemy. I was very young then. I must have been 16 or 17 years old. Due to some family reasons, I got married at a very young age. After marriage, my husband brought me to our new address in another city. Only 2 to 3 days after the marriage, a new environment, a new home. There was no one else at home except me and my husband. That night, my husband went out to get dinner. I was alone at home. I thought he was bringing food. I would rather have the plates and glasses ready from the kitchen. I spread a mat. When the food comes, we will eat it in the room. Thinking this, I walked towards the kitchen. Our house was a little different. There were 3 rooms, but the middle space was quite open, like a courtyard. You could see the sky above your head, and next to it was a tin shed leading to the bathroom. As I walked towards the kitchen, I suddenly stopped. There was a cat in front of me, a small black cat. My eyes were watering. I was quite unprepared to suddenly see such a cat when I was alone at home. I was very scared, but then I realized to myself, hey, the cat must have come in from the street. Why should I care so much about it? I ignored the cat and went into the kitchen. When I was coming back, I took the plates and glasses from the kitchen. Suddenly, my eyes went to the tin ceiling of our room. The plates were about to fall from my hands. My legs seemed to have lost the strength to walk. My throat was dry, and I saw someone sitting on that tin ceiling. A woman, yes, a woman. Her whole body seemed to be covered in black. Her hair was matted. I couldn't see her face. No eyes, no nose, nothing. Just a black, shadow-like figure. But I could clearly understand that she was there. I couldn't hold myself back any longer. I let out a loud scream. My whole body was shaking with fear. I ran into my room. I entered the room and closed the door. After a while, I heard my husband's voice. I quickly opened the door and went out. When I saw him, I said, "Look outside. There is something outside, on the tin roof." "Where is it?" "There is nothing. I just came. Have you gone crazy?" I took him back to that place. But no, there was no one there. The tin roof was completely empty. Only that black cat was sitting in the yard. My husband pointed to the cat and said, "You must have been scared by the cat. Are you alone?" I tried to convince him many times, but he didn't believe me at all. He kept saying, it was my mistake. In fact, people don't want to believe many things unless they see them with their own eyes. Like that day, the matter was buried there. We ate and drank and went to bed. But as the night wore on, another disturbance started. I felt as if someone was throwing stones from the top of that tin roof. This sound of knocking and knocking went on all night. When I told my husband, he said, "Oh no, those are the sounds of a cat." I didn't say anything else, but my mind wasn't listening. From then on, my real trouble began. I would often see that shadow, sometimes behind the door, sometimes outside the window. When I told my husband, he would just say that I might have a fever. I feel bad. That's why I'm seeing the opposite. I also thought, it's a new place. Maybe it's hard to adapt. but my body really started to get very bad. Suddenly, I would get a high fever, and with it, such pain in my stomach that it felt like someone was cutting my pulse with a knife. One day, I fainted from the pain. I was rushed to the hospital. The doctors examined me and said that I had appendicitis pain. I need to have an operation. I was kept under observation all night. I was told that the operation would be in the morning. But look what Allah has commanded. When the senior surgeon came in the morning, he checked me and was surprised. He said that I didn't need any operation. He couldn't find any reason for the pain. He released me with some medicine. He said that if I complete the course, it will be fine. I returned home, but the problems did not subside. The stomach pain and fever continued. There was a balcony at the back of the room where I lived, and the bathroom was attached to that balcony. I felt very scared whenever I looked at that balcony. It felt like someone was peeping at me from there. I was so scared that I would lock that door even during the day. I would close the windows. Sometimes, I would see dolls kept in a sack of bark on that balcony. The doll was exactly as tall as me, like a normal person, and its face was completely flat. I would scream in fear whenever I saw it. Gradually, these things started happening to other people in my in-laws' house. Someone or the other was always sick. I had 3 sisters-in-law. The eldest of them was a girl about my age. Her face suddenly became paralyzed. My husband also became very sick. The whole house was in a state of shock. A strange thing happened. I could not get out of bed due to pain and fever. I had kind of stopped eating and drinking. But that afternoon, I suddenly got out of bed. I went straight to the dining table. I told everyone, "I am very hungry. Give me something to eat." Everyone was very surprised, because I cannot eat more than 1 loaf of bread. And at that time, my condition was even worse. They gave me food. I started swallowing it in a hurry. Not like a normal person. I quickly ate the food for 3 people. Everyone thought that maybe my body had recovered after a long time, so I was eating. No one could have imagined that it was not my doing. The events that followed were even more terrifying. One night, my husband and I were sitting in the room talking. Suddenly, I started laughing very strangely. According to my husband, my eyes were bright red. I was saying things that no normal person could say. The man who had been dismissing my words as a mistake in his mind stopped when he saw this irrational look in my eyes. I somehow made it through the night. After that, my behavior started changing. Everyone in my in-laws' house understood that something was happening to me. My mother-in-law said that my mother-in-law might be scared. The new wife needs to be kept a little hidden. My husband then told her about seeing that black shadow. Then everyone decided to take me to Huzur. Huzur saw me and started reciting some prayers. And that's when my condition started getting worse. When Huzur recited the prayers, suddenly a voice came out of me. I don't know if you will believe it or not. The voice was not mine. Huzur later explained to us that this black magic might have been done by a foreign tantric to destroy me. So the devil or jinn sent by the messenger was speaking very strangely from within me. I used to laugh out loud in front of Huzur. I was making strange faces. Huzur said that a bad kind of black magic had been done on this girl. The main purpose of this magic was to make the girl crazy. Hearing these words, my husband and everyone became very worried. Huzur said that he would start my treatment. Meanwhile, I conceived. But my physical condition started getting so bad that I couldn't explain it. I would lie in bed all day, and suddenly, I would feel like my body had lifted off the bed into nothingness. When that devil would come on me, my face would completely change. I would hurt myself. I would scratch my stomach with my hands in such a way that blood would come out. At first, my mother-in-law and sister-in-law thought I was doing this on purpose. I got married with a fever, but they saw that there was no blade, glass, or anything sharp in the room. If the devil had come upon me, no one could have held me back. I would faint from fever. I had no idea when morning came or night came. My husband took great care of me at that time. For that, I am indebted to him. He would feed me in the morning, feed me again at night, and give me medicine. In the meantime, I got dengue. I was taken to the hospital, and due to the effect of that dengue black magic, I miscarried. I never got my baby back. I had no idea at that time. I had no idea who was coming into the room and who was going out. My husband would do all my work for me. After that, we left that house. We moved into a new house. I thought that everything would be fine this time, but no. When I came here, a new exam started. I forgot to recite the kalima, let alone pray. As a Muslim girl, I grew up reciting the kalima from childhood, but I couldn't remember it at all. I was in a lot of pain at that time. I felt like, why was God punishing me so much? I hadn't harmed anyone. In the middle of the night, I would suddenly have strange cravings. I wanted to eat this. I wanted to eat that. My husband couldn't understand why I was doing this. In the new house, my in-laws lived in one room. My sisters-in-law were in their room, and our room was in a corner. During the day, everyone went to work, so I was alone in the house, so I wouldn't come out of the room. One day, I locked the door of my room from the inside, out of fear. After a while, someone started making noises at my room door. I felt like they were going to break the door. I was crying in a corner, out of fear. When my two younger sisters-in-law returned from school around 2 p.m., I opened the door. The person who treated me said that a black magic amulet had been placed in the grave for me. There was also an amulet hanging on a tree next to the grave. It is very difficult to remove the effects of this magic, but my condition was getting worse day by day. In the middle of the night, when I was sleeping next to my husband, I would suddenly come downstairs. My husband would hold me tightly. I would scream and cry in fear. I would feel like someone was standing at my feet. Sometimes, I would feel like someone was watching me from behind the curtain. In the meantime, a tragic incident happened. My father's health became very bad. My mother informed me. I went to my mother's house. The day after I left, my father died. My condition was already bad. On top of that, my father's death. I was completely broken. I would catch my breath. My stomach would rumble. I had to be taken to the doctor again and again. The doctors would give me sleeping injections and put me to sleep. My mother was forced to take me to an aunt she knew to have her perform Ruqayya. Seeing my condition, the aunt started reciting prayers. Then the things inside me started talking again. They were very cunning. They spoke in different ways, sometimes in the voice of a small child, sometimes in the voice of a human. The aunt asked them their identity. They said they had come by train. Sometimes in a heavy voice, they said they had come from the office. They wouldn't give any correct answer. The aunt, who was just caught in a web of words, said that 1, 2, or many very terrible devils had been cast upon me, and they were very strong. I returned to my in-laws' house. I was trying to recover a little. Suddenly my in-laws died. They were a completely healthy person. Anyway, he was buried. The next day, when my husband went to visit his grave, I insisted that I go too. No one took me to my father's grave. So my husband took me. I returned after visiting. As soon as I stepped into the house, extreme torture began on me. My whole body was cut. Due to the death of my father-in-law, many relatives were at home. Everyone was restless with fear after seeing this scene. No one dared to come near me. My whole body felt as if someone had cut me with a blade. Blood was coming out. Even my nails were cut. I was hurting myself. My husband forced me to tie me to the bed with a rope so that I wouldn't harm myself. I was making strange noises. Everyone was afraid of me. I had a cousin. She was not married. My husband requested her to sit near me. Everyone forbade that girl. But the girl was a very good friend of mine. Even though she was afraid, she came to me. Then my mother got the news and sent my elder sister. My sister used to sleep in the same room with me. One night, my sister suddenly screamed. She said someone was pulling her hand and lifting her legs up. She also had a small child with her. My husband didn't take any more risks. He sent my sister to another room, and he started staying with me himself. I couldn't control my condition at all. One side of my body was completely paralyzed. Even if I wanted to speak, I couldn't speak. My husband took me and sat me in the back seat of the car. He was going to take me to my aunt's. I had an aunt with me. We were going on the highway, but the devil's rampage started on the road. Our car sometimes went right and sometimes left. The speed of cars on the highway is already high. I narrowly escaped an accident several times. I was even trying to break the car window. Suddenly, the devil inside me looked at my aunt and said, "Take your hand away and stop what you are reading." Hearing this, my aunt let go of my hand in fear because her children were really alone at home. The devil said, "Your 2 children are alone at home. Do you want me to harm them?" We reached our destination with great difficulty. Aunt stopped me. I recovered a little. I could move my hands and feet again. My sister took me to my house. There, my treatment started. Those devils also started trying to scare my husband. Whenever he was alone at home or woke up at night, he would see a girl wearing a wedding sari standing behind the door. Many people gave me many foolish ideas for my treatment. One said that I should slaughter a black goat for 47,000 or 14,000 taka and treat it with its blood, etc. Another said that I should go to a non-Muslim tantric. There were many other suggestions. My clothes would tear. Bloodstains would be found on the clothes, and they would take out needles, amulets, and other things from inside the bed and pillow. Their black magic had no end. After about 3 or 4 years of continuous treatment, Alhamdulillah, now I am much better. Now, those terrible things like before do not happen anymore. I stay in ablution, pray in the morning, and at night, I recite the 4 verses of Ayatul Kursi. But yes, it is not that everything is over at once. Even now, sometimes I feel their presence. There are many obstacles in my work. My body suddenly becomes heavy. It feels like someone is sitting on my neck. Once, I was standing in front of the mirror. Suddenly, I saw a small child sitting on my neck. The devil is taking the form of a child, and he is holding my neck in such a way that it does not fall. I woke up screaming and did not see anything else. I know this is a lifelong struggle, but by the grace of God and with the love of my husband, I have come through that terrible time. Please pray for me. May God protect me and my family completely from the hands of that devil. I cannot say anything about my husband. I have never seen a husband as innocent as him. He has been by my side during my worst times. Dear listeners, this was a terrible chapter in Marina Apu's life. All I can say to you is, no matter what happens in life, never lose faith in Allah.